Guys, deluded, I'm back again, man. Thank you very much for having me, folks. Moved out of the way, man. There's something in my eye, I won't lie to you guys. But Thursday, we play Afletico. Quickly, I'm not going to use my tactics board. I tried to, I can't find the little, whatever they call it, the players as I call them, but I tried to use blue tack. It doesn't bang as much. So I'm sorry for those that were in the comments saying use the tactics board. To be fair, there's not much to be said that don't need the tactics board, but Afletico, Wenger said he wanted to avoid it. We wanted to avoid Afletico. I mean, for clear reasons. No disrespect to the other side. You probably want to meet them in a final. But at the same time, if you're going to win any top European competition or any competition of merit, you're going to have to play big boys. So there's no point being scared. We go against an Afletico side that maybe not of recent years, but it's definitely over the years since Simeone's been there. This, I don't want to say stature of the club, but the profile's raised. They've got into 2 Champions League finals. People fall in love with how galvanised the side are. Again, maybe not so the last 2 years. Maybe 2 years ago it was more prominent and they were getting a bit more ratings. But yeah, a lot of the side is still the same. I mean, I will say this: when I do see Atletico Madrid, if they score first against us, I back them to hold that lead because they've still got a lot of them components. But I don't feel it's like the Atletico Madrid of recent years where if they get that 1-0 lead, they're holding it. They can still hold it, but it just looks a bit more easier to score against them, for want of better words. They look a bit more fragile at both sets of set pieces. Attacking set pieces and defending set pieces were equally as poor as that. And we need to watch our back post because based on the game against Betis, it's like they were working on something to constantly find the back post. It's ironic that I mentioned the Betis game. It was a 0-0 game. I watched it, little scout. I don't watch Atletico Madrid religiously. I'm not going to lie to you guys, innit? But I watched them, little bit of opposition analysis, and it did look like that Betis game, based on how we like to play. They're preparing for us. Why I say that, or what would lead me to say that, is because it looked like a 4-5-1, give or take. It was a bit of variation. But what I saw is them conceding possession to Betis, which sides do to us. Defensively intact. It looked like 5 at the back at times, out of play, like a midfielder was dropping in. You could see that. You could see them using that against Arsenal, to be honest with you. So it is going to be difficult to break them down. We know they're going to be a bit more firmer in the tackles. They're going to be a bit more committed. They're going to be a bit more galvanised. They're going to be a bit more meaner. And they're going to get rest decision. They're going to play up on any Gabby and all them players. Koke, if he's fit. Saul, they're going to hassle the ref. So we're going against a side that's going to surround us and swarm every man in possession. That's exactly why we need to be brave in possession in this game. I do believe we could win this. We'd probably lose, but I do believe, definitely when I've looked at Atletico, by my own admission, I am putting them on a pedestal. They're probably not. And I mean, they're second in their league. We're 6th. They're second to Barcelona. There's no shame in that, ahead of Real Madrid and them things there. They've got one of the best defensive records in La Liga, so they're going to be difficult to break down. But if I believe, based on the Betis game, what them Betis players were doing, like, none of them players are anything to write home about, but they exposed the fragileness that Atletico was showing on the flanks. They've shown you can put crosses in, you can get out them. They've shown they'll give time to, if they give time to midfielders, Xhaka, Ramsey, Wilshere, these are the men I would actually start, to be honest, because they're going to be brave in possession. We could cause trouble. The first leg's at the Emirates, so we can't afford to not to concede an away goal. It probably happens. We've got to watch out for the counter-attack. Griezmann's on 24 goals or so. Arguably their danger man. Whether his head is still at Atletico for another season or not remains to be seen, but it's an excellent chance of European silverware for him. But if he does move to a bigger club, he needs to do his thing, and he's their talisman. Guys like Carrera, 9 goals I believe. These are man we need to watch out on. Torres, even if he plays, he'll work hard. He loves the squad. So we need to just do our job. It doesn't matter whether they play what looked like a 4-5-1 or their conventional 4-4-2 they've done in the past, or 4-2-3-1. Fundamentally, the team that is tactically intact, is going to win this, man. Like, they're a well-drilled opposition. They play for Simeone. There's not much more to be said, man. On that front, one thing I will say though is maybe we could use fatigue to our advantage. They've got a smaller. They've always typically had a small squad. They've got a smaller squad than they've had. A lot of their players have had to play when they probably could, where Simeone probably would like to rest players. And they're fatigued. I mean, that could be backed up with the 0-0 against Betis, the 3-0 defeat to Sociedad, and these sort of results there that I'm sure they wouldn't. Having watched the Betis game, having watched certain parts of their defeat to Villarreal, their defeat to Sporting, and their draw with Betis, there's definitely something we can get out of this, to be honest, if we turn up and try. And again, the key word is if. Even if you look at, before they went out of the Champions League this year, if you look at how Okay, granted, the first leg's at the Emirates, I believe, but look at how Hazard and them lot took it to them at Atletico's place. They took shots, they were direct. Atletico are extremely well drilled side, but occasionally if you clip a ball over the top, there seems to be communication problems, so we need to play direct. If we play this usual patient game, we're playing into their hands, to be honest with you. Like I said, mainly we need to see the bravery from the midfielders, man, if I'm honest with you, because I see it being a serious midfield battle. And added to that, I know our fullbacks. Well, Monreal's cool, but Bellerin, he doesn't really produce in the final third anymore. He needs to, if he's not going to, he needs to run and make an option. Why? Because someone's going to follow him. Based on that Betis game again, there's opportunities down the flanks. If you make the most of them, you're stretching the sides out. It's like they're similar to Arsenal. It's like they don't want to engage and stop the early cross. They're much happier to defend it and cross it out. They've got a quality keeper in goal as well. So we're going to need to have more shots. If you have more shots, logically speaking, within reason, 9 times out of 10, you're more likely to win a football match or more likely to score a goal. We need to do this thing. So without the side I would go with, without further doubt, let's start with the goalie. The keeper, Czech. Czech or Ospina. Now Czech doesn't deserve to start. Ospina, I'm gonna put him in my United side, and I put him in my thingy for sure. The last game we played against West Ham, they're both poor as each other. It's like picking your poison, but I am gonna go with Czech just on the basis that he seems to be a captain of sorts and talking and stuff, and I do believe we kind of need that going into the game. So that's the keeper. No brainer. Hector Bellerin's got to start at right back. Mustafi will probably start, but I'm actually going to go with Koscielny and Holding, to be honest with you. I haven't been impressed with what Mustafi's been dealing with. Monreal will come into the side. Kola, you're my guy, but Monreal seems to have that locked down. So that will be Monreal there. Midfield, I'm going to go with El Nene, sadly not going to be there, so we need to be brave in midfield. I'm going to go with Xhaka. Direct, bro. As soon as you get out that left foot, I need you to find Welbs or whatever. I'm going to go with Xhaka. Aaron Ramsey, we need you to be brave as well. And I'm going to go with Jack Wilshere, provided he's fit as well. And why I say this, you need 3 men that are going to be brave in midfield. The risk with Wilshere is he's not the most mobile defensively, so we might be overclocked in that sense, which is why I was tempted to suggest playing 3 at the back. But I go with Wilshere. I know you're all wondering where Mesut Ozil is. Don't worry, man. Mesut Ozil's there. I've put him on the flanks purely because I would like to play a slightly different, more counter-attacking, more direct sort of side. And I love Ozil in the middle. That's his best position. But when he's on the flanks, opposition teams don't seem to have a clue what to do with him. They're kind of bewildered about that. And he comes in off the flanks anyways. Him being on the flanks allows him to drift and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with Ozil on the flanks. I'm going to go with Lacazette, of course, through the middle. And I'm going to go with Danny Welbeck, to be honest with you, man. Like, that's the side I believe has the best chance of going out there and winning. Welbs, unlucky not to score in the weekend. We need people. If man are not gonna score goals or have good performances, we need man to leave it all in the ring, working their socks off, and you're gonna get that with Wells. So to recap the side, Czech / Ospina. I'm undecided. I'm saying Czech at this moment in time, but they're both terrible. Czech, Bellerin, Koscielny, Holding. It will be Mustafi, Monreal, Xhaka, Ramsey, Wilshere, Ozil, Lacazette, Danny Welbeck. Iwobi will probably start as well, but that's who I would go with, man. Like I told you guys, I'm tempted to go 3 at the back. I'm even tempted to bring Maitland-Niles into the midfield as well, but that's the side I'd be going with, man, and that's the preview, man. Hopefully, we give ourselves something to work with in the second leg next week, but as for now, guys, deluded. Let me get out of you guys' hair, man. Thank you very much for watching.